Yeah, well, we talked only last night about the two-tier justice system and how many Victorians in particular had no faith that people were being treated equally anymore. Freya, I'm off on holidays tonight. Now, I'm thinking, home is going to be very safe. It must be the safer option, because being a tourist now, around Europe last Sunday, there were big protests against tourists in Spain, in Italy, in Portugal, where tourists were being squirted with water. One protester even waved an axe. In Paris, the staff of the Louvre just shut it down, the world's busiest gallery, I think it is, saying they couldn't handle the crowds, like sniff, sniff. And if I lived in Rome right now, I've got to say I'd be sick of tourists as well. Are tourists killing the great cities of Europe? Or take the tourists. Anyway, what do you think?
Well, obviously, so in one of the cities where there was a protest, Barcelona, there are 26 million tourists every year and only 1.5 million residents. I understand in that context, you'd feel like you're just a feature at a theme park. But at the same time, tourism is propping up the economies of a lot of these Mediterranean countries, sometimes making up to 20% of their GDP. So I also think it's sort of biting the hand that feeds them. So maybe they should be looking at some of the draconian EU regulations that make it impossible to do business in other areas. Maybe then they wouldn't be so reliant on tourism, but they are reliant on tourism to prop up a lot of these economies. So I don't think they should be going out harassing tourists. Maybe they should take it up with their own government.
What do you make of it, Caroline? Because, of course, when you travel Italy, you are not a tourist. You're just a local returning. But when you see the sights in Venice or in Rome, it's just, I'd be upset as well.
No, I'm an Australian. I'm absolutely an Australian. And when they ask me where I'm from, I say Australia, and they look very confused for a moment. But I think to Freya's point, is she's absolutely right. A lot of these economies are very reliant on tourism. But like with anything, respect other people's places when you go there. So, you can be a good and respectful tourist, or you can yell at people in English. And you know what? If they don't speak English, it doesn't matter how loud you yell at them, they are still not going to understand what you're saying. So I think there needs to be, I think there needs to be, and listen to me, there needs to be a bit of regulation around tourism, particularly in those very heavy summer months. I know, I can't believe I just said that. In those very heavy summer months, it can get incredibly crowded. People lose their patience, both tourists and locals. But I think to the extent that people can be, respectful of everyone's patch, I think it's absolutely doable, and I think it's very good for both the tourists to see places other than home, and obviously for those economies. But I think if everyone just respects a little bit more, I think they'll do okay.
When I'm seeing those stag parties in Amsterdam, I go very Dutch. I say, donder op, schiet op, rotkop. Yeah, there you go. That's it from me. I'll see you. Thank you very much, Freya and Caroline. I'll see everyone again in about 6 weeks. And until then, good night.